Hey there, Scrappy friends. It's Shelly. I am back again today with a video of my 2025 Project Life pages for February 9th through the 15th. And this one has given me a little bit of trouble. I've had quite a bit of trouble trying to figure it out and plan it. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. And there we go. So far I have this hot mess right here. And the only thing I know is that we had the Super Bowl and I had several screenshots of foods. So I put them in a collage. I had Life Group. And Valentine's Day was this week, and then I had a lunch with a friend, and then I began packing up my house. So I'm not, and then my pages are a little different this week, and I was thinking that I might do this insert for the Super Bowl, and I made a journaling card out of this here. This was on the internet. I think I did a Google search and then this logo came up somewhere. So I just pulled it down and then attached it to a 4x6 and then just typed in my journaling there. So this is a screenshot for the Super Bowl of the schedule for the day on Tubi, and then I think I took a couple of screenshots. So this was the screenshot of the date and time so I could remember what date and time it was, and this is a screenshot of the final score. I forgot to cut that apart. And then this is a screenshot of some of the stats. So I have those, and initially I was struggling to try and figure out how to put them on this page. Instead I just did, oh, here's another screenshot. This one is in black and white because it was these colors and it was just so bright and I did not like it. So I just switched it over to black and white. My page protectors. So I have that one, but I've also got this insert, a 6x12, and I'm not sure what to do with it. I've got this, the back of this page, and I'm struggling because initially I wanted it this way, but then I realized there's two quotes on this page. So I could potentially take this card out from the kit, leave this quote in, and then put this in my stash. Or if it goes, no, it's just only for February. And I don't think it goes with this part, the last 2 weeks with the remaining pieces, the brighter pieces that I had. So, I may just pull it out. I may flip those around. I'm not really sure what to do with it. I've also, let's see. So I've got some screenshots. I've got some various pictures of things from this week. A couple of pictures of the cats being cute, because they're always doing that. And then I've got these pieces here. This is the Ali Edwards 2025 February Quick Stories by the Month February kit. This is an old Studio Calico kit, and the colors look okay. I used them in the prior week spread, and so the colors, some of the colors look okay. And so if I need to pull from this, I will pull from that. Just trying to use those things up. What else do I have? I still have a couple of items from the 2024 February kit. These are love story. They say love story. Oh, I forgot to put that away. I'm not really sure. I don't think I'll use these pieces this time. I might make sure to pull them, make sure they're out so that I remember them. And then I've still got it's supposed to snow this week. So I'm filming this on February 26th. And it's supposed to snow this week. So I think I've still got this out. I don't want to put it back in my stash. I'm hoping to be able to use it. Since I didn't use it on the first snow, I might use it on the second snow. Just to put it in there and have it used up. But that's what I've got. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. But I'm going to put you on fast forward. I've got a movie queued up to play. And yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, put them in the box below, and like and subscribe if you want to do that. Otherwise, I'll see you here shortly. Okay, friends, so I think I've got you on about 2 times fast forward today. And the first thing that I do is go ahead and sort through this old Stories by the Month kit to see if there's anything I want to pull in to use on these pages. And I think I put most of it back, but leave out those embellishments there. And I'm just going to set them aside because I think those colors coordinate with the colors of this kit here. And then I looked through the camera to make sure that I was in frame and realized, oh, it's pretty dark, and tried my light out, and it didn't make things better. So I turned on the light that's on the camera. And then I started putting this Super Bowl thing together, and the cats were not behaving this day. So I think I needed to go and take care of the cats because they were interfering. And then I also needed to go ahead and grab some white cardstock. And I just let the camera roll because I thought, well, I'll go ahead and just pull it out. But it's not that much time on fast forward. And I'm back already. So I went ahead and organized the photos, trying to figure it out. And there I realized I had set the trimmer and the paper on the other end of the table where I wasn't working. But we're here now, and it worked out. And so I just go ahead and try and figure this piece out first. And it made the most sense to me to put these pieces on one of these scrapbook.com page protectors that has 2 4x6 sheets on there. And just go ahead and put them in there. I think eventually I go ahead and pick another photo and a filler card as well to go in there. But right now, I'm just moving. I think I set it aside on my other table. So my scrapbook area is set up, and for filming is set up in my dining room now. And I guess I'll have to move it here soon since I'm starting to pack up to move and getting everything ready to sell. But I set them aside on the dining room table once I was finished with these inserts so that I could get the pieces set up and out of the way and then continue on. And I'm still using that very thin photo paper, and so that means I need the cardstock to back it. The images print really pretty good on it. I'm not disappointed with that. I just don't like how thin it is. Just add some extra steps of cutting paper to my scrapbook days, but I suppose that's fine as well. And this photo is a picture of my life group. It's not everyone in the photo, but and it's not even a good photo. So maybe I'll try and take another photo if we get everyone in attendance in the next couple of weeks. Just trimming things down, and I'll put it in there. And then I think I set this one aside. Yes. And now I'm going to focus in on some of these other pieces. Just trimming them down. Sometimes it's easier just to pull out the I think the cats are getting ready to get anxious over here. Sometimes it's easier just to cut things down with my scissors instead of pulling out the trimmer again. And I think I had to look at the notebook to see which day of the week everything happened on, because I was not sure. And this week is the week with Valentine's Day in it. And so I kind of wanted some of that spread around. But that little Cupid there, the little Cupid there was the 4x6 card. And I'm not sure I did that on camera, but I cut him down. I basically taped him to a 3x4 card that had been cut to fit in the page protector, and just trimmed around him, since you could see him through, or since you could see the card through him. So I made sure that he was kind of centered on the 3x4 card, and then trimmed him down so that he would fit in that pocket, and that alleviated some of my problem related to that. And then that photo at the top right is a photograph of me having a brownies fail this week. I tried to make avocado brownies, and the recipe called for using a blender, and it did not work out for me, mostly because of my own mistakes. And then I burned them, so I made this huge mess in my kitchen, and I didn't even get to eat the brownies. So I think I will try again, just probably definitely avoiding any recipes that involve the use of a blender, and probably also making sure that I pay attention to the recipe so that it'll work out. And these are screenshots of a menu, and I think, the bottom screenshot was one of my Fitbit page. And that is a picture or screenshot from the internet. So I like to include those screenshots on here because they're kind of or they actually are, I guess, a graphic of everyday life. And that is a picture of Artemis and my stack of collage magazines in my office. And I really and truly had no idea where I was going to put these photos at. Sorry about my head being in the way there. But when I printed them out, I thought I had some idea. I had no idea. Of course I didn't. And this is that menu from when I went to have lunch with a friend on Saturday afternoon. It was a late lunch, so I ended up just eating dinner at that time of day, and then ended up not eating actual dinner later. So it was a 3x4 vertical, but I went ahead and decided to trim it down, crop it down so that it would fit in that 3x4 horizontal pocket. And then I just look at it, and I think I decided, okay, that works for me. So now I'm going to move on to the other side of the page, and I'm going to look at it, and I go ahead and stick that XOXO card in there because I thought it looked like the X's and O's that you put when, or that the announcers put when they're writing with their pen on the TV screen. And I don't know actually if they still do that anymore. I think they do, but so I thought it looked like that, and I thought, oh, that's such a great idea, and then I can journal on there. And then later on I remembered, oh wait, I already have all of the journaling. And so here I'm trying to figure out, because I had those 3 photographs about food there at the bottom of the page, and I wanted it to make sense with them all 3 there together when that photo, or when that insert was flipped. So I wanted to pull those 3 photos together because they were kind of part of the same story that I was going to tell for this week. Because I was very happy. If you see those blue, all of those bars on that bottom right photograph are in blue, and that means I was tracking my calorie or my intake of food versus how much energy of that food I used for the week. And they were all blue for the whole week, which meant that I did not eat more than I took out. And so I was very proud of myself for that, of achieving that. And I wasn't trying to, I just wanted to track and see if that was a reason I wasn't losing weight. And it was not. I think it's probably, that week I did really good with food. I think it's really just probably had to do with the amount of sitting that I do. And so, anyway, so here I am flipping through this Studio Calico kit, trying to pick something that I like the most for that February embellishment. I like all of these, but I just didn't like one the most. And so I had all these ideas. Like there, I was like, oh, what if I go ahead and take this off? It would have been great because then I could have the February as the O and cover up the heart. And then I got it off. And then the heart pieces you could see behind it, and then it looked like Mickey Mouse, and I thought that looked weird. So I was struggling with this piece. I like it and I want to use it, and I'm not a fan of yellow. So this is another thing that I'm not a fan of and I'm trying to use because it looks nice with all the pieces in the kit. And I like the kit as a whole and I want to use them instead of giving them away or getting rid of them. And there's nothing wrong with any of these choices that I was like, oh, I don't like these. I don't like this. I don't like this. Or that's not quite it. There's nothing wrong with any of them. And I just kept going. Maybe there will be something. Maybe I like some. And I really like this Studio Calico kit too. And I think the only reason why I didn't use it is because I was just not using very much of any of the kits while I was scrapping in the 6x8 size. And so I paused trying to make a decision because I think I was in decision deficit at this point. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and fussy cut these words journaling, these word boxes, chat boxes, whatever they're called. I just decided to go ahead and fussy cut them out and give myself something to do while that sort of percolated on the back of my mind, and while I watched this movie, and give myself a break from some of the decisions. And it must have really taken a long time with this being on 2 times fast forward. It looks like I'm cutting those slow. So I decided to start thinking about, which photos will they go on? Will it look right? Will it make sense? And so I just like the idea of adding a little bit extra to tell the story without telling a whole long story about every detail of the thing. And so that's why I fussy cut those little speech bubbles out. And those are from the 2024 February kit. And then I have the pink ones from the same kit on the following week. So it gives a little continuity throughout the album, along with using kits from the same designer. I'm looking through them again, trying to make some decisions, see what's usable, see what's not. And I think that card says today's list, and I like it because I like lists. And it would be a good card to use for just a bullet point list to tell some various stories. And I think I end up covering it up with a sticker so that it's more relevant to the stories that I'm telling there. And so more cardstock here or backer for those. And that picture on the right, this one is a screenshot from Facebook, the one on the left, and the one on the right is a collage of two photos. One, the photo on the bottom is me beginning to pack up my house, and then the photo on the top is a screenshot of the Valentine's Day Google search box image. So when you use Google as the search engine and you go out to their google.com page, you will be able to see they change the images all the time, and they're pretty cool, and a lot of times they reflect the holiday or a famous person or notable person's birthday, or famous and notable person's birthday. And this one is just that screenshot of the food I ate for one of the days during the week. It just is part of the story that I'm telling this week is about food. So there's food in that photo that's right to the very left of my hand, and then this is a list of the food that I ate on one of the days. And then I think next to it, I decide to put that list, the list card, right there. And I just put them in there because I did not tape that one down yet because I wasn't 100% certain. And then I had to trim off a little bit of the card to make it fit, and I trimmed off just a little bit too much, but I went ahead and left it instead of trying to fix it, because then I usually end up in this odd circular thing where I'm just trimming, and then the things look weird. And so there's a picture of dessert and a salad and probably dinner or something, maybe 2 desserts, because I like dessert. And I was able to, so a habit that I have is to eat less at dinner times, knowing that I want to eat dessert. And I don't think there is anything wrong with it. So there we go. And then I choose one of those vellum speech bubbles chat boxes. And I just go ahead and staple it on there. I don't even bother with any tape at all. And cut that one down so it fits in the pocket. Just a little bit more to fit in the pocket. And eventually I go ahead and cut off the little speech bubble tabs so it just looks like a wonky shape. And I like that better because I'm not a super fan of the speech bubbles. And then that picture is a photograph of my Christmas gift from my son. And that was the first time I pulled it out to use it. So I took a photograph of it. And then you just saw me at the top left move that candy hearts over. And I moved it over because while I was just not paying enough attention, I thought that upside down image of the birds was my filler card. And I forgot entirely that I was still looking for the filler card that goes behind there. And that is a picture of Rosie. There we go. Now I remember what I was doing. And I said out loud, like, why am I doing that? And then I try again. And I just decide to, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. For a minute there, I thought I was not going to find a backer card. And then this one, I didn't even try the first go around. And I thought, well, that one looks the best all the way around. Sometimes it just takes a little break for your brain. And I think this is another instance where one of the cats was demanding something. And I had to walk away again. But at this point, the spread is coming together, and I've got that February in place, and I'm getting the idea at this point of, oh, these are the stories to tell, is the 3 photographs of food, and then I've got the collage of screenshots because I learned my lesson from the week before the couple of weeks ago with the insert with just screenshots, so I just decided to put them all on the collage. And I knew that I wanted to use, I think, that 4x6 card that says what I love about right now. And then back here, again, looking at some cards to put in here and try and figure it out. What am I going to do with it? And then I forgot that I'd stuck all those cards up there when I wasn't even paying attention to. And searching, and what am I going to use? Do I like it? Do I not like it? I don't know what it was about this page that made it so hard. And it really shouldn't have been that hard. And there I'm just trying to figure out where does it look the best, because I'm not a fan of the way that sticky note in the picture is like orange and it shows through that teal color. And this is where I decide to cut off the little point that makes it a chat box. And mostly it's because I don't like them, but also because that one was a little odd shaped, because the 3x4 card had been cut wonky from the factory, and so the edges were not quite right. The edges of the speech bubble were cut off and weren't rounded, and so they were flat, and part of it looked flat and part of it didn't. So I just left it go and made the whole thing a little wonky, and I was fine with that. And here I'm getting ready to pull out my date stamp, and I don't need a address label since it's right there with the since it's not vellum. And so I'm trying to set it up so that I do the stamp with the year off the edge, and I don't always quite get it quite right, because I think it's a little redundant to have 2025 on there time after time after time. And I mostly get it. And then it's slightly covered up, and I just let it go. There's no way to fix it once I stamp that down there, and what I probably should have done was done it vertically instead of horizontally, but then I think it would have looked weird, and it's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine. Cutting off the edges of this, the card behind. I was trying to get the white border with the white cardstock behind there, and it just was not going. So I just gave up and cut the whole thing off. And it was really serendipitous to find that candy heart in a neutral color that goes with these other two neutral candy hearts as filler cards on these two pages. Then putting the photos in the pockets. This came together pretty easily. Oh, I didn't realize that I had forgotten to make that 4 inches tall so that it fits in the pocket, and I didn't notice it before. And I'm almost done. I think I have to turn the movie off to journal, to do the journaling spots on these pages, because it's just so, I don't know if I'm the only one, but it's hard to think and write when I'm listening. And so I end up writing down what I'm listening to. All right, we're getting close here. I was so glad this came together so much better, because at the beginning I was really not sure how this would come together. And so I'm looking at it. Does it look fine? And I decide it does. And then I pick up these embellishments. I want to see if they fit anywhere. And I play with that. That's a chipboard oval from 2023, I think, or 2024. And I thought about leaving it there. I thought it looked nice. And then I was like, oh, wait, there's 2 ovals on that same page, and there's no ovals on the other page. And then I see, oh, well, this is blank here. What am I going to put there? And when I'm looking at these green circles, they'll look good for March. So I might just go ahead and put them in the page protector when I look at my March kit. And I thought I was going to cut that heart page out and go ahead and fill in that edge right there. And I just decided not to. So I go through here because I was like, oh, there's some cards that would, if I cut them apart, I could use their pattern, or I could just put them in there. And those two would have fit that February, and those 3 circles stack would have fit. Instead, I chose this right here with the love, love, love stack words on there. And then I cut it all weird, and I was like not paying attention to the colors. And then I cut it and I go to put it over there, and I realized, oh, that's adding a whole nother color, and I don't think I want to do that. So I just was like, okay, well, I'll cut this piece down too, and I'll use those extra pieces in that kit for whatever I need. And it worked out. I was just like, this is a comedy of errors over here today. It's fine. And normally, so that 4x6 card, I normally don't like them with the letters and the words sideways, but I just let it go on this one because I thought it looked good on this particular page. And normally, I don't like it like that. But this time, it looked fine. And so now I think I'm done or almost done. Oh, I'm going to try some more of those ovals. So I've got that XO oval because of the football thing, and that say yes, and then the say no. And I like the say no, and I like the say yes, but I didn't like the color of the say yes oval. And I don't have it digitally. So I decided to not use either of them because I want the yes and the no together. Now I've decided, looked at it, we're all done. Okay, friends, I have just finished journaling. I got my couple of journaling spots done with my Sharpie fine point marker here. I did swap this card out, which was, I believe it was in last year's February Stories by the Month kit. And I swapped it out for this card from the Fan Story kit. I thought the colors went better, and once I was doing my journaling, I remembered that I had already made this card and already done my journaling, so I didn't need another journaling spot. So I had to go and find something else. There was nothing in that old Studio Calico kit, so I remembered that the Fan Story kit came out a couple of months ago, and so I went ahead and used that. What else? I did a bullet point list using a metallic marker. I have a few different colors of it. This one is silver. And that is it, I believe. This is a freebie from Ali Edwards' website from a couple of years back. And I stumbled upon them and decided to use them for fillers in this year's album. So that's all I have on this today. It did take this one did take a while to put together, but I'm happy with how it turned out. And I am staying current with my 2025 album. I am also at this point working on my 2024 album for the second half of the year. I'm not doing those online because I didn't do any of the others online, but I will be showing those as the albums are finished. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you maybe got some ideas of how to use this kit and maybe some pieces from your stash. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll see you around again, friends. Bye.